Here's my promised video. I've arrived. I'm at Ysbyty Glan Clwyd in Rhyl in North Wales. And it's really funny arriving here. I've come here to meet my mum and dad because my dad's got an appointment. But it's really funny driving through the entrance because this place brings back a lot of memories for me and a couple of stories that I've told recently. My daughter asked me the other day whether I'd ever been on the television, and I told her that when I was 11, I was at primary school, and SuperTed and Spotty were due to come and visit the paediatric department at this hospital via helicopter, but SuperTed was ill, and what they needed was someone the same size as the person that played SuperTed to put the costume on and arrive in a helicopter into the hospital grounds to go and visit the kids in the paediatric unit. And my dad worked at the hospital at the time, and he was like, oh, I'm sure Joe would do it. I was 11, I was at primary school, so maybe 10. Anyway, they arrived at the primary school and they basically called me out and said, would you go in a helicopter dressed as SuperTed and go and visit the children in the paediatric ward? And I said, yeah, of course I will. So I was whisked off. And that was my one and only trip in a helicopter. I landed in the hospital grounds just over there. And with Spotty, I went and visited all the children and shook their hands and had tea with the nurses and was on the Welsh News. So that's my SuperTed story, which is an example, you see, nice link here, an example of the type of stories that we should be telling when we get out there and write our relatable long form content, write our newsletters, tell our stories on podcasts and on YouTube videos. So I think storytelling is something that some of us really enjoyed doing when we were at school. Some of us did English and more creative subjects as a third A level as medics, but a lot of us had, went into sciences very, very early. Now, Rachel Williams is an ex-nurse who is a lover of the English language, and she writes beautifully, and she is coming in to live report on some LinkedIn posts from two of my clients, Rebecca Ryle and Manisha from the Liverpool Clinic. She does a roast your post. We're going to do it live. It's really fun. I learnt about gerunds last time we did this. Never heard of them before. We will talk about short sentences, about developing your own style, and about how to write to convey emotion and storytelling in what you're doing. So I'm going to go off now, not just as SuperTed, dressed as my normal self. I'm going to go and find one of my old housemates from university who is in that building, have a quick coffee, and then meet my parents. So I'll see you tomorrow. Well, actually later today, I'm going to do a video about YouTube. So I'll see you later. Bye.